channel, PumpkinBecki. Today's a really special day. It is Molly's second gotcha day, which means she came into our lives 2 years ago today. We'd had a fairly shoddy day at work and we decided that we were going to go home via the local branch of a big chain pet store. So we went and picked up our bag of food that we needed and a couple of other bits and pieces, and then we headed round to the adoption section. We could see there were piggies. The sign said that there were 2 in this particular cage, but we could only see one. We could see some brown fluff, and we thought that's intriguing. So I went round to the checkout and asked the lady, well, why could we only see one when they said there were 2? So it turned out that Molly had come into the store with another guinea pig, and this wasn't a typical surrender situation or asking for a pet to be rehomed by them. She was actually one of their ex-breeding sows. So Molly had been producing babies for this particular pet store and others across the region, and they had decided that, you know, she'd done her bit and it was time to let her have a nice retirement. She had come in with another guinea pig and they'd called them Anna and Elsa. So it's highly unlikely that Anna and Elsa had been kept together. It's far more likely that the sows were kept in individual enclosures with their litters. Really sadly, Elsa had passed away that morning. They had no idea why. She cleared her quarantine period absolutely perfectly, and she and Anna had become available for adoption literally that morning, and she just passed away. So I did ask the pet store to give me some more information on Molly so that I could get her registered with my vet, tell them maybe how old she was, maybe how many litters she had had, just basic health information, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, they couldn't or wouldn't tell me anything about her other than what was on the board, which was due to no fault of her own, blah de blah. And they couldn't even tell me what sort of food she'd been on before. They'd got her on a pelleted form of guinea pig food, but they couldn't tell me whether that was what the breeder had been feeding them. I suppose the only good thing was that she'd been on these particular pellets for a couple of weeks. I feed a pelleted food, so we transitioned across quite easily. It's just basic things that are important to the health of an animal. And they come from a breeder who you would hope care for their animals, and yet they couldn't tell you basic things like how old she was and what sort of food she'd been eating beforehand. In fact, when she came to us, she wouldn't eat any vegetables except lettuce. Lettuce she would go bonkers for. I was also very disappointed that they had called her and the other girl Anna and Elsa, because it appeared that they were marketing the pair of them as children's pets. Now, Molly had barely been handled. She was really skittish, really shy, and it took weeks to get her to come out of her shell, and she wouldn't take food from your hand. She didn't want to know. A child would have got frustrated with her very early on because she wasn't used to being handled, and as I say, I think she was being marketed for children to take on. It's just sad because she would have quite possibly just ended up in the cycle again, and I just thought, I just really want to give her a lovely home for as long as she's got left. I want her to be happy and healthy and all those good things. I want her to know that she's loved. I don't care how long she's with us for. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 years, doesn't matter. And here we are, exactly 2 years down the line. Our friend was going to be looking for a new home for their guinea pig who had lost her mother So we ended up with Emmeline, and we put Emmeline in with Molly. Emmeline wanted to be in charge, but Molly wanted to be the mama, and the two don't really mix. You can't you can't have two very strong characters. Somebody has to step down. In the end, Molly beat Emmeline down by washing her. Finally, Emmeline gave in and let Molly wash her, and it was job done. They were bonded, and it was a, I'm gonna wash your ear for you. And I wash your ear, wash your ear, wash your ear. And Emmeline cried, and then said, "Okay, you can be mama." You might have seen guinea pigs that have had maybe one litter, but if you've never seen one that has come from a breeding situation where they've had lots of litters, you won't have experienced her figure before, and in fact the vet we spoke to had never seen anything quite like her before either. We had to make sure you weren't poorly, didn't we? Yes. So Molly has these extra bits here on her sides, which is where she has been pregnant several times and carried her litters, so they haven't gone back to a normal width. My concern for her initially, show you her sitting upright so you can see how big this side is. The concern initially was that perhaps she had cysts. I've had piggies with ovarian cysts before. I'm going to hold her up like this for too long, so it's not fair. Okay, there we go. Good girl. That's my good girl. Yeah, we've had guinea pigs with ovarian cysts before, and they do get very enlarged. The vet we saw was happy that there was nothing untoward going on. We took her to see the vet, I think 2 days after we got her, just to be absolutely sure, and her physique has never changed, so we're pretty confident that it's just how Molly is, isn't it, Molly Mama? So that's all from Molly and me today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to rate, share and subscribe to me here on YouTube, and don't forget to check out all my other social media in the down bar. You will see more photos of the beautiful Molly there. Until next time, bye.